All right, let's dive in. Today we're heading into Mystic Nights.
Ooh, Mystic Nights.
You know, that club in New Orleans.
Yeah, I know it. Where the supernatural and humans get together.
It's more than just a club, though.
Oh, definitely. It's all about exploring those desires, pushing boundaries.
Especially in the realm of BDSM.
Yeah, a little bit of a spicy side to it.
Spicy is right, but it's always about consent and empowerment.
Always got to emphasize that.
Front and center in this whole story is Willow,
Oh, Willow. She's going through a lot.
struggling to make ends meet, facing eviction.
And that landlord of hers, Mr. Grayson, he's not helping.
Total creep, trying to take advantage of her.
But Willow, she's strong. She doesn't back down easily.
True. And she's got her best friend, Megan,
The best.
who introduces her to Mystic Nights.
Megan's already working there, right?
As a companion, yeah.
So she knows the ropes, can show Willow how it all works.
Definitely a good guide to have in that world.
For sure.
And then we meet Steele.
Ah, Steel. Mysterious and powerful.
Steps right in when Grayson gets out of line.
Protective right from the start.
Absolutely. Tells Grayson to back off, no question.
But his motives are a bit unclear at first.
Very true. He's drawing to Willow, that much is obvious.
But holding back a little.
That push and pull is there from the get-go.
Oh, yeah.
Willow's attracted to him, no doubt,
But also a little wary.
of his intensity and all the secrets.
The connection to Mystic Nights doesn't help.
Adds to the mystery, for sure.
Definitely.
This is where Mystic Nights really opens up for Willow.
She's hesitant at first.
Understandably, it's a whole different world.
A totally different.
But desperation, facing eviction,
Yeah, she needs the money.
and so she takes the leap.
And jumps right into this supernatural playground.
Opulent, seductive, full of hidden desires.
Vampires, shifters, witches, you name it.
It's all there. And run by, well, Damien Thorne.
The charismatic vampire owner.
He's the one who explains the club services to Willow.
A whole range of them, catering to very specific needs.
We won't go into all the detail.
But let's just say it's all about fantasies and desires.
In a safe and controlled environment.
Exactly.
This is where the BDSM comes in.
Exploring those boundaries.
Consent and empowerment, always key.
Absolutely.
Willow's first encounter with that side of Mystic Nights is through Narissa.
Oh, Narissa, the powerful vampire.
Becomes her client, introduces her to submission.
Awakenings.
Definitely. Sensation she never knew she had.
Exactly.
All while Steele is watching from a distance.
Keeping an eye on her.
Struggling with his feelings, convinced it's too dangerous.
Thinking he'll hurt her.
Classic, wanting what you can't have.
It's a tale as old as time.
So Willow, to thank Steele for rescuing her from Grayson,
Yeah, the lunch date.
she invites him out, opens up about her struggles
Shows her vulnerability.
and her strength.
And Steele, oh man, he's fallen for her.
Hook, line, and sinker.
But that inner conflict, it just gets worse.
Wants to be with her, but thinks he's too dangerous.
A tempting, forbidden fruit
And then, this mysterious client at Mystic Nights,
offers Willow a contract.
exclusive, big money for 3 months of her time.
Tempting offer, especially with her situation.
Right. But here's the twist.
It's Steele.
The client is Steele, keeping her close, but at a distance.
Clever, but also kind of sneaky.
Willow has no clue it's him,
Accepts the contract, walks right into this BDSM dynamic.
with the man she's already falling for.
Oh, this is getting good.
Two sides of the same coin, and she doesn't even know.
That's going to lead to some interesting encounters.
Definitely. But then another layer gets added.
A new threat enters the scene.
The stalker, remember,
Creepy messages, knows about Mystic Nights,
starts making Willow feel really vulnerable.
and who to trust. You never know.
Exactly. And of course, Steele steps in again,
Protective instincts kicking in,
takes her to his apartment for safety.
blurring the lines even more,
Right. Spending time together, getting closer.
sharing secrets, intimate moments.
But Willow's more confused than ever,
Feelings for Steele, feelings for the Dom.
and she has no idea they're one and the same.
Talk about a complicated situation.
Last time, we left Willow in a bit of a predicament, torn between Steele and her mysterious Dom.
Yeah, completely unaware they're the same guy.
Big reveal coming up, and you know it's going to be explosive.
Oh, absolutely. All that pent-up tension, secrets, and desires.
Willow's going to feel betrayed for sure.
Deceived, even though Steele meant well.
I mean, can you blame her?
Not at all. He kept a huge part of himself hidden.
And their connection to Mystic Nights, that whole world?
Makes you wonder, can you really trust someone who operates in those shadows?
Exactly. But then there's the whole fated mates thing.
Ah, yes, destiny calling.
Bound to be together like soulmates.
It's romantic, sure, but also kind of intense.
No escaping fate even if you're trying to protect someone.
Steele's caught between a rock and a hard place.
But Willow, she's amazing.
She is.
Except Steele wants to continue their training.
Knows the risks, but dives in anyway.
That's courage right there.
Absolutely. Owning her desires, her journey.
She's not a damsel in distress.
Not at all. She's making choices, taking control.
And then, just when things seem like they might settle,
A new threat pops up.
the stalker.
Remember her.
Turns out it's Elisa.
A demon from Steele's past.
Talk about bad blood.
This is personal revenge driving her every move.
But why target Willow?
Simple. To hurt Steele where it hurts most.
His mate, the woman he loves.
Elisa's playing a cruel game, using Willow as a pawn.
And her plan. It gets even darker.
Kidnap Willow, sell her at a supernatural auction house.
But what?
Oh yeah, it's a thing in this world.
Powerful beings, buying and selling the rarest treasures.
Humans with unique abilities, connections to the supernatural.
Sounds terrifying.
It is a glimpse into the dark underbelly of their world.
Willow's caught in a nightmare.
Stripped of her freedom, treated like an object.
This auction, who are these bidders?
Vampires, ancient beings, shadowy creatures, collectors.
All vying for ownership of another being.
The desire for power, it corrupts, twists desires.
Willow must feel so alone, so vulnerable.
But she doesn't give up hope.
That's our Willow.
She believes Steele will find her.
Their bond, it's that strong.
And speaking of Steele, he's on the move.
Finds out about the auction, and let me tell you,
He's not messing around.
this is a rescue mission with a capital R.
Contacts, resources, he's pulling out all the stops.
He'll do whatever it takes, face anyone.
Elisa unleashed a force she couldn't control.
A race against time, the stakes couldn't be higher.
Willow's life hangs in the balance.
Will Steele reach her in time?
What will he have to sacrifice?
We'll find out in the final part of our deep dive. Back to Mystic Knights we go. Last we saw, Steele was racing to save Willow from that creepy auction house.
It's definitely not a place you want to be.
No kidding. Opulence mixed with straight-up menace.
You said it. All those desires, that darkness, it gets blurry, you know?
Makes you question what people are capable of.
And Willow right there in the middle of it.
No control. Just a commodity to be bought and sold.
It's really chilling how she's described, stripped of everything.
And those other captives, you mentioned them before.
Yeah, it's not just her. They're all got something these bidders want.
Abilities, connections, just pawns in this twisted game.
It really makes you think about power, how it can corrupt even the best intentions.
So this auction, it's happening. Who are these bidders exactly?
They don't hold back, you know. It's a whole mix of supernatural baddies.
Like, give us some examples.
Well, vampires, of course, but then there's these ancient beings, unimaginable power.
Wow.
Creatures lurking in the shadows, collectors looking for the rarest humans.
You're painting a pretty dark picture here.
It is dark, but Willow, she's still fighting.
Even in that situation,
She never gives up hope. That's the thing.
hoping Steele will find her.
Trusting their bond, that connection they have.
She's got to be relieved when he shows up.
Oh yeah, and he makes an entrance.
I bet. Describe it for us.
Imagine this. Silence falls over the room. Everyone's watching.
The tension's got to be thick.
Oh, you can cut it with a knife. And then, from the shadows, Steele appears.
No messing around. He's there for one reason.
Get Willow back, no matter the cost.
And these bidders, how do they react?
They probably didn't expect him to be so bold, so determined.
This bidding war, it's more than just money, right?
It's about power, dominance, who's going to control Willow's fate.
And Steele, he throws down the gauntlet.
He does, makes it clear Willow's not a prize to be won.
So he wins the bid, but at what cost? We got to know.
Well, he steps into a dangerous game, that's for sure.
Meaning?
Powerful enemies made, threats looming, their safety's not guaranteed.
So even though they're together, the danger's not over.
Not by a long shot, but their bond, it deepens through this whole ordeal.
That's the beauty of it, finding love in such chaos.
It is, fighting for what you believe in, even when everything's against you.
Sounds like we're going to have to leave our listeners hanging a bit.
They'll have to dive into the book themselves to see how it all plays out.
But that's what makes a good story, right? Wanting more.
Exactly, leaving them wanting more.
So we've reached the end of our deep dive into Mystic Knights.
Phew, what a ride.
Hope everyone enjoyed exploring this world with us.
It's a world full of secrets, desires, and danger, but also a powerful love story.
If you're looking for a steamy paranormal romance, you know where to go.
Check out Mystic Knights. You won't regret it.
Until next time, folks, keep exploring those stories that set your imagination on fire.